friends, and welcome back to the Sesh. I am Kendall.
And I am Janelle. And today we are giving you guys advice.
Yeah, that's right, baby.
You asked for it. Well, I don't even know if you guys asked for it, but we wanted to do it.
No, they totally did.
Yeah, that's true. You guys like when you guys can submit questions or advice questions or whatever.
Yeah, we got plenty of responses. I think
True.
they asked for it.
True. And you guys loved our sex advice one, so we wanted to open up the
floodgates.
Yeah, thank you. That sounds really gross. Open up the floodgates.
Yeah, it sounds oddly sexual.
Yeah, I was going to say it sounds really sexual. But anyways, we're opening the floodgates to cover topics that have to do with anything and everything.
That's right.
And we got some good submissions. Karelly went through them. And yeah, we're excited.
Yeah, we're going to be helping you guys out, hopefully. I mean, hey, we're not professionals in any field. So
no,
this is just true advice. Like if you went to a friend
right,
and you just ask them what they think,
exactly,
take it or leave it.
Right.
You might think it's terrible advice, and that's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, but
it
maybe
might be terrible advice.
Maybe it'll inspire you to do the opposite of what we're telling you to do. I don't freaking know.
Maybe it'll be really good advice that really helps you solve your problem.
Shit. Maybe we should charge for our advice.
Like on Cameo or something?
Yeah, on Cameo? That'd be kind of iconic. Oh,
what's the deal with Cameo?
Dude, Cameo's so cool.
I bought you those Cameos for your birthday.
I love them.
Who did I get them from?
From the Mooch.
Oh, yeah.
Then Kevin from Big Brother.
Oh, yeah.
Who is like my favorite guy ever.
Schuler.
I love him so much.
Yeah, and he did such a great job with
did.
that.
He was such a little act. It was so great.
So when you post a Cameo, does it go to everyone, though?
No. It just sends to that person.
Oh, I thought it was like posted to their feed.
No. I think you just get it sent to you.
It's
like your own private little message.
Interesting.
Yeah, maybe you should do Cameo.
Maybe.
Charlie will do Cameo.
I think the H3 guys are on Cameo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, some of them are.
Some of the producers.
Yeah, I wish Ethan was on it, but he's not. But like AB is, Zach is, Ian is.
Oh, I would like one from Zach.
I know, right?
Play me a little song.
I know, it'd be lit. Anyways, welcome back. It's just us two.
Yeah.
This is the first time in a few weeks. Feels good to be back.
Yeah, it
just
does.
us.
It was a minute that we had a bunch of guests. We had 2 episodes in a row. If you guys didn't catch them, of course, they're linked below or whatever, linked on our channel.
Yeah.
That was some interesting people that we had on. It was
a really cool experience.
Thought-provoking.
It was. Yes, definitely. After each episode, Kendall and I were both like,
yeah.
I feel like our minds were like,
especially with Alyssa, I could just listen to that girl talk all day.
I know.
Like she's just her mind.
I know.
The things she says.
Yeah, totally.
I'm just like, wow. Your words are poetry.
Wow.
I was like brain dead after meeting with her.
I was
just like, duh.
in like the best way possible. But yeah, same.
And I felt kind of bad that I barely talked on my own show.
Oh, I know. I kept thinking that too. I was like, say something, Janelle. And all I could say was interesting. Which is so fucking annoying. When I was listening back, I wanted to punch myself in the face.
So she's just so, and her mind moves so quickly.
Yeah.
It's kind of almost hard to keep up with her. So it's like a lot of work to follow what she's saying and absorb it all. It actually made me tired.
Yes.
And we were all tired after that.
Oh, yeah.
We all went to sushi after and we were all exhausted.
Yeah, we were.
She's
But
awesome,
it was awesome.
and you guys loved her. So we'll definitely have to have her back out on the show
for sure.
sometime. I'm thinking after the baby comes, I want her to come read her chart.
That would be really cool. She said she'd come back. So,
yeah.
And then there were like things that we wanted to get into too, like numerology and stuff that we just did not have time for. So, yeah, she'll definitely have to come back on the show.
Yeah, numerology is an interesting
I don't know anything about it.
I don't know much about it either.
So it's like,
I just know I'm a life path number 3. I don't really remember what that means.
Is that based on your date of birth, basically, or your number or name? Or
your name and your date of birth.
Oh.
The letters in your name, something like that.
Well,
yeah, I took a little like free quiz thing online at one point and I came back with a 3, but maybe I was wrong. I don't know.
But that's not the same as the, what's that? Enneagram. Right. That's not the same as that though, I'm assuming, right?
No, I don't think so. I think that's different.
Isn't anagram or anagram, whatever that
Enneagram?
Isn't that a personality test?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Okay, yeah, so it's not the same. Right. All right.
Very different.
Very different. Never mind. Ignore me.
But anyway, how's life been for you in the past couple weeks? We haven't really got to do a life update.
No, we haven't had a life update. Life's been pretty good. You know, just vibing, working. Yep. I'm going on a trip in a few weeks, so that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Getting excited for that. And yeah, what about you? How's baby? What size is baby this week?
Oh, yes. We have our fruit or vegetable of the week. We've got a banana here.
That is a very ripe banana.
I
probably
know.
Eat that.
I know. I don't think we will. That was just sitting in our fruit bowl. Snatched it this morning. Yeah, baby's growing fast. It's crazy. Like I had the 20-week anatomy scan last week and she was 13 ounces. And now my apps are all saying that she's like 1.1 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah. And then in like
in
2
just
weeks.
literally 6 days. Okay, you had it.
And then in the next 2 to 3 weeks, she'll be over 2 pounds.
Damn, that's crazy.
She's growing quick. It's nuts. Like I think she'll be 3 pounds by the end of April or like beginning of May. Something like that. And Josh and I were tweaking out looking at it last night.
You're feeling her?
Oh yeah. And now I am really feeling her in the past, about 2 weeks or so. I guess I haven't updated on the show, but yeah, I feel her. She's keeping me up. And not in a bad way, not in a painful way, but I don't know.
Like a distraction of the sense of like, oh, there's something there.
Yeah. Like, and she doesn't actually wake me up out of my sleep, but I've been having pretty like inconsistent sleeping. I wake up to pee a lot. And then once I'm actually up, then I just start thinking and I like can't go back to sleep or I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then just when I'm like kind of falling asleep, she'll like move and I can feel it. And it just reminds me that she's there and I'll start thinking about her and everything. Yeah. So
damn,
I'm starting to hit that point where sleeping isn't great.
Dude, that, not gonna lie, sounds really terrible.
It is. It is. And I'm just really tired all the time. I was tweeting about it this weekend. Just pregnancy exhaustion is crazy. And I've said, please don't tell me.
Sleep now.
Yeah, sleep now because just wait till the baby comes. And so I said that on Twitter. I was like, please don't say that. And then people started responding and was like, oh, you're going to get way better sleep when the baby comes.
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah. Like all the responses were like, pregnancy exhaustion's way worse than newborn. Because they were like, your quality of sleep is so much better after
I guess
baby
that makes
comes.
sense. Like you may not be able to sleep for hours on end, but when you do get sleep, it's not like you're being disrupted and having to pee every 5 seconds and you're uncomfortable and your back hurts. And
yes. And
makes sense.
It's not just all on me, like Josh can help me. And
right.
Yeah.
Because right now all he does is snore and annoy you, right?
Yeah.
Today she was like, I was going to smack him in the face because he wouldn't stop snoring.
I was getting annoyed last night. Well, I've been making him wear these little nasal strips.
Does it help?
It does help.
Good.
It helps a lot.
I was telling John he needs to put those on this weekend, actually. I was getting annoyed.
Very good. Did you know they actually have tape, too, that you can tape your mouth shut?
Yeah. I've told him about it. Mouth
Josh
taping.
won't wear it,
Mouth taping's a real thing.
Yeah. People say it's great.
I would love to tape John's mouth shut.
Right? I know. I want to do it. But yeah, Josh ran out of the strips and I was kind of pissed last night. I was like, you need to be on it. Like, restock those motherfuckers. You better have a plethora. I was getting mad. And then I started saying last night, I was like, he was like barely conscious when I said this too. I was like, you really need to be aware of your positioning when you're sleeping. Because I got mad. He kept rolling over and I'm like, you asshole, you know you're going to snore when you roll over. But it's obviously he's like asleep, so he doesn't know.
Yeah,
but
he's unconscious.
Yeah.
Wait, that's hilarious.
I was very annoyed last night. I was up from probably like 4 to 6, just rolling around. Couldn't get side to side. I keep having limbs just go to sleep. And not even from circulation being cut off, even in the car. Like 3 times in the past week, my whole knee down on one side just completely like to the point where I almost can't walk out of the car.
What the fuck? Is that normal?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Is any of this normal? Who knows?
Yeah,
the things, there's so many symptoms of pregnancy that you wouldn't ever think of. The other thing I've been dealing with lately is itchy, dry eyes that water all the time. The more tired I am, they start watering. Like I was texting you guys the other night and I was like, I need to take a nap. I have to shut my eyes. We were having this really funny text conversation. It was April Fool's Day.
We were like, oh my God, this shit was, we were trying to prank John and Jared and like we were texting about it and it was cracking us up. But yeah, you were like, okay, if I stop replying, it's because I went to sleep because my eyes are burning.
They were literally tearing down my face. And then Sydney was, oh my God, you guys were being so funny too. I was like, it was making me cry more. It was so funny. Janelle,
that was the best.
Did a little prank on John where she decided to vlog.
Yeah, I was like pretending to vlog because, I have this camera and I was just messing around with it. I was pretending to vlog, but I was like going up to him being like,
pretending to be an influencer.
Pretending to be an influencer. I was like being like, okay, so I just got back from my workout. I was doing like squats. I'm trying to get my butt bigger for Costa Rica. I was in the gym and I could just hear him in the background goes, the gym.
Yeah.
LOL.
He
The
goes,
gym.
The gym.
And then I was like, shut up, John. And I was like, so anyways, now I'm going to go make a kale smoothie and put some like seeds in it. And he was like, look at me like, you don't go to the gym. And then I was like, do you think that they'll believe it though? Like, try. And he was like, no, they're not going to believe it. And then I like stopped recording and I was like, did you believe that I would put that in there? He's like, no, I know you're fucking with me. I was like, damn it.
God, it's impossible to prank that guy.
That dude is very hard to prank. He didn't believe. I was like, you really didn't believe me at all? He was like, no, Janelle, no. But you got Jared good.
Oh,
This
yeah.
shit was iconic.
That was really funny.
We took so many videos, and I like truly made him think that I was like, oh, we're gonna be featured in the session.
Yeah. So I sent it a voice memo, and I'm like, hey, Sydney. So remember we talked about last week that we want you to do like a little day in my life thing for the sesh. So if you can just go ahead and like record yourself, just like doing whatever it is you're doing at home, like you and Jared could be in it. That'd be great. Like just talk about the dog, like give a fridge tour. Like I was just saying stupid shit. And Jared totally bought it.
Yeah, he got into it too. He was trying pretty hard.
Oh yeah.
He was like,
told me to
let's change our clothes.
Yeah, he told me I needed to go change my clothes because I was like in pajamas.
And you guys were having shots and watching Jeopardy.
Yeah, she actually records him and then sends it to us.
Well, he like thought I was being really lame when I called it a chocolate mint shot. And he's like, what? A
Oh,
chocolate
yeah.
mint shot? And then
What was that actually a shot of?
Crown and Coke.
But
And
she was like, this is a chocolate. And he was like,
He was
chocolate
like,
mint.
she was like, I don't want people to know I'm drinking Crown and Coke. It's so ratchet.
Yeah, he actually felt, he really thought you were doing that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we might have to put some overlays of these clips.
It
It
was
was
so
pretty
funny.
good. It was
I
pretty
was
funny.
dying at Janelle's when you're like, yeah, I did about 20 steps. Or
Yeah, I was like, I think I did like 20 floors on the Stairmaster, and he was just looking at me like. Okay, so it's been a few hours since I last talked to you guys. I actually just got back from the gym because I'm trying to get back into shape before I go on my trip to Costa Rica.
The gym.
What?
The gym.
Yeah. What?
You working out? LOL.
Stop. I think I did close to like, I want to say like 20 floors for stairs. I'm going to go ahead and make myself a smoothie now. After I work out, usually I like to make myself a protein smoothie with like kale and other random like seeds and stuff. Why are you laughing at me? Do you not think I'm gonna be believable?
Saying that shit? No.
all right, so what are we doing here?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Watching Jeopardy.
Okay, and what else do you have here?
We got some shots.
Why?
Drinks.
Why, babe? Why do you have shots?
It's Friday.
Mine's a chocolate mint little drink, and then Jared's a...
Chocolate mint?
What's yours?
What do you say? I don't even know. Are you still filming?
Yes.
Okay, why are you saying chocolate mint?
I want to say Crown and Coke. It's embarrassing. Have you ever seen that show with Ashton Kutcher?
That 70s show?
No. He like jokes with people.
Is it punked?
Yeah. He's got punked.
It was
I
pretty
was
funny.
dying at Janelle's when you're like, yeah, I did about 20 steps. Or
Yeah, I was like, I think I did like 20 floors on the Stairmaster, and he was just looking at me like,
It was
man,
so entertaining.
Shut the fuck up.
I was really enjoying watching those.
So, anyways.
And Sydney was like, you got to prank Josh. And I was like, dude, I literally cannot move. I'm so exhausted. There's no way I can prank anyone.
It was a good time.
Yeah, the watery eyes have been a weird pregnancy symptom.
That
I
is
looked it up
weird.
and it's an actual thing. You can get blurred vision and itchy, watery eyes.
That's so annoying.
It's yeah, because they're kind of going right now. Even like I don't know. It's just this one too.
Oh, really?
This one's way leaky. This one
Leaky
kind of
eye.
starts, but really this
I
one.
hate the word leaky. It's leaky.
It's kind of a gross.
Leaky
word.
butt. Leaky eyes.
Yeah, leaky butt.
Anyways.
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
so baby's a banana. How many inches is that? Like 7? 8?
I don't know.
Something like that.
Should I look it up on the app?
Yeah, look up I like to know what the like 90s nostalgia or whatever it is.
That's a fun.
That's a fun
little
one.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
okay,
good time.
let's check it out.
All right.
Oh,
then
yeah.
take it
Can I
away
get my
after,
ruler?
Otherwise she'll just stand here and whip it around. the
Yeah, this
entire
is
time.
my staff.
Yeah, but then you don't need to have that whole time.
I
'Cause
like it.
Yeah, but then it's very distracting for me.
Especially
and
for
it's also
giving
in my
advice.
viewfinder.
Listen.
It's so annoying.
You're going to want to do this. You do the measurement.
Okay, what is it?
It's saying that she is 10.5 inches.
Oh, way bigger than this banana then.
Yeah.
10.5 inches.
It says large banana. This is probably like a small, medium banana.
10.5
Let the banana
inches.
shame
Damn,
here.
she almost a foot. She almost a foot long sub.
$5 foot long.
Wait, that's pretty long. How much longer is she going to get in there? Maybe they get all their length up.
Our baby's like 20 some inches when they come popping out.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Isn't it
Especially
like
if you stretch
little
them out.
Timmy is 8 pounds, 26
Timmy.
inches or something?
Okay, this says that she's 11 to 12.5 ounces. My other app says 1.1 pounds.
Okay, that's way
So this
different.
stuff is, I mean,
What
that's the
fuck?
thing is everything, and every baby is really different.
That's like way different.
Yeah,
though.
that is.
Okay. Anyways, what about the 90s nostalgia? 90s
Okay, it
nostalgia.
says Kool-Aid Burst. One of those little Kool-Aid
Dude,
drinks.
those are so good.
Mhm.
Oh my god, I love those.
Mhm.
Fun.
The little twisty top.
Yeah, I always
And
wanted
the
them. My parents
rose
never bought
from
one.
Beauty and the Beast.
Okay, that stuff confuses me when it does it like sizes for
Yeah.
like movies though, because how it's not a tangible thing. It's in a fucking movie.
It's I have no idea.
How does that
It's so
work?
weird.
The fuck? Anyways, that's
Yeah.
very fun though. 10.5 inches.
Yeah. Okay, actually this app is saying 14 ounces. So, I don't know.
Let's ask her.
Yeah.
What
Wish we could
size are
send a
you,
little
little
camera
thing?
in there.
FaceTime.
But yeah, she's getting bigger.
She is. Well, I'm glad that you're doing well. And
Yeah,
that the anatomy scan went well.
Yeah, anatomy scan went great. That's good news. Couldn't get everything because she was not in the right position. So I have to go back
Yeah.
in 4 weeks, which I was kind of happy about. I get another scan. 'Cause
Yeah.
They're stingy with those fucking scans.
Mm-hmm.
So get to have another look see. But it was cool. It was like lighting up her different ventricles.
When are you gonna go for your other 3D 4D scan?
Oh, I've got to decide. I'm thinking like 28 weeks, maybe, or 30, sometime between 28 and 32, they say is a good time.
What are you right now? 21?
Yeah,
Okay.
22. When this episode comes out, I'll pretty much be 22.
Gotcha.
This is so dumb. How long are pregnancies? How many weeks? 40?
40 weeks.
Okay.
Yep, full term.
Got it.
But I'm really shooting for like 39.
Really shooting for 39.
Yeah.
Didn't your doctor say you could like
Yeah. My
Kinda
doctor
pick
is really
after a certain-
She said 39. She said there's not much difference between 39 and 40. I'm definitely not going past. Not interested.
That
Not
sounds
interested.
awful.
Don't try to convince me.
So what's the latest she could come? When's your due date?
August 12th.
Okay. So after that,
Yeah.
she
I like the idea of August 8th. That's my prediction.
8/8/22.
8/8. I think that's a good birthday.
What day of the week is that? Let's take a look.
It's a Monday. I already looked.
Oh.
Could get induced on a Sunday.
You know what we'll do if it's a Monday? We'll do a live episode in the delivery room on the Sesh.
Good idea.
Yep.
In the
that's right.
delivery room.
It was so funny. So I took a picture of this camera that I bought and I was like, I put on Instagram, I was like, any guesses what this is for? And I got so many responses of people like, are you vlogging Kendall's baby? You're going to be the photographer for Kendall's baby, vlogging the birth of Kendall's baby. I was like, yes, I will be in there getting the action shot of the spread eagle.
Ugh. No.
She goes, no.
I told Josh if he's going to film it, I want him to film any type of the birth, maybe like from the back, like set it up behind the bed.
You don't want any action shots?
No. I mean, maybe. We'll see.
Was it your mom's an
We'll
action
see.
shot? Okay, is that too much?
No, yeah, this is crazy. I actually saw the video. My grandma was filming my sister's birth,
Yeah.
and my mom literally goes, "Mom, go down and film the down there." And she goes down there, and right as she does, my sister comes flying out, and there's blood everywhere. Like, it was nasty.
That's gross.
And I was just looking at the videos alone in my grandparents' basement, and I found it, and I was
Were
like,
you like,
"Oh my
God."
god!" Yeah, it scared the shit out of me.
How old are you?
Probably like 10.
That's
10,
kind of
11.
like,
Yeah, I was a little shook.
yeah, that's a little shooky.
I had been
gone-
watching births, like full frontal births, since I was
I
like
know you're
7,
That's
8.
so fucking weird. not gonna
Crazy.
lie.
I've gone a
Uh-huh.
full 24 years without it. And
You've
I've
never seen it?
No. We've
You
talked about
don't
this.
need to. It's
You've
not
never
even
even
time.
seen like
No.
unedited version of Knocked Up? They show a
No.
whole vagina.
That's
in
like
there.
Or
barely
like the
even.
elephant birth.
What's the elephant?
Have
birth?
you ever taken sex in high school? I had to see like a full.
No, guys, I didn't go
Oh,
to
yeah,
sex ed.
yeah.
I didn't have sex ed. I literally did not have sex ed. And I've
'Cause
literally
Your parents wrote you out?
No.
Your school has to have
Our
it.
parents didn't have it.
Did they teach you what a condom is and what a period? What?
No, I promise you guys. And I don't think I missed that day of school.
But you went to public school, so that's like that's the law.
I don't know if it's different in fucking Pueblo, Colorado.
Damn.
But
Pueblo's like, nah.
They're like, doesn't fucking
Maybe
matter.
they were
it
sick
out.
that day.
But you said you had it in elementary or middle school and high school?
Middle school, elementary, and high.
I didn't have it in elementary, middle, or high school. Like, I promise you, I would have remembered that. I would have remembered sex ed.
That's so strange.
Only 24 states mandate sex ed.
Oh.
So maybe Colorado isn't one of them.
One of them?
I don't know.
That's interesting. Yeah, I remember elementary was like puberty. Middle school for me was like STDs.
Yep.
And high school was more STD.
Yeah.
Scare the shit out of
Interesting.
you. Pregnancy.
Birth.
Don't have
Birth.
sex.
Mine was
Protection.
Watch this thing come out. It was scary.
Yeah. Wow. I really missed out on.
No, you
childhood.
didn't. Trust me, you didn't miss out. I'll teach you sex ed.
Well, I think you need to see a birth, Karelly. I got a good one you can
should
check
we
out.
have her live reaction on the show?
Oh my gosh, we should. You know
Of
whose birth
yours.
is fucking awesome? Oh, what's her name? I think it's Laura Clary. She's on TikTok and Instagram for the most part.
Is her-
But I sent it to Sydney and she made Jared watch it.
Yeah.
She has a natural birth and it is
Natural?
wow. I mean, her vagina isn't on it, but you
It's
know.
not on it. Oh,
No,
fair. I
it's
was like,
on
I'm surprised
YouTube.
TikTok allows that.
No, but it's just
Interesting.
like just what she
Just-
goes
yeah, it goes
through.
through.
Like,
Oh.
oh
No.
my God.
Was it like an at-home birth?
Positions? Oh,
no, she's
man.
at the hospital, but it is. Oh, yeah.
You
She
know
does it
it's-
kind of like standing up on this like bar. You know, they can hang onto a bar.
Oh shit, dude! Birth is so animalistic. It's
Oh,
fucking
it is.
wild.
I love watching it though.
You know what's
It
crazy
scares
too
me
is
a
like
little bit.
I don't even like. I'm imagining something because I've never seen like a canal.
Okay.
I've never seen it. So like I've never seen like it. I've never seen a birth. So like in my head I feel like I'm imagining something that's not it.
You
You
could.
should
I
look it
mean,
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
The actual like what happens, like how much it stretches, what
It's
it
like
looks like is
so
like
crazy.
Like when it
Oh
says
my
crowning,
God.
like what does that mean? That means like
crowning is
the
where the
head's
biggest
out.
part of the head is
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
through.
I
I've seen
honestly
that.
I can't even imagine how big a vagina opens.
Well, it has
Oh,
to
it's
open
big.
even wider for the shoulders.
Yeah, but that kind of slips out. Once you get the biggest part out, it all kind of just like comes out.
So fucking a lot to handle. That noise
I've seen
right there.
So many births.
was a lot.
I love it. I think it's amazing.
Yeah,
I'm
I've just
terrified,
never been
but I do-
interested.
Really? Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was interested when I was like 7 years old. I asked my mom. She was like, "Let's go to the library and get some tapes." That's
I
life.
can't believe
You know,
that's so your
I
mom.
watched,
You're like,
like-
sure.
Yeah. And she called my friend's mom and asked her if she could watch them with us. And my friend's mom was cool with it too. She was like, "Hell yeah."
I wish
Show
I knew
'em.
you when I was a kid. Maybe I would have learned how to pregnancy works then.
Maybe you would have. Yep.
Damn, dude.
It's pretty
Yeah.
interesting stuff. Another good one to watch, Carissa Pukas. Her birth she just posted it like in the last month or so. Beautiful. Natural, looked painful. She did it in a bath at home.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing.
You know
Just,
who's
like,
a real
really
bad
strong.
bitch? Oh, fuck. What's her name? The girl who gave birth to twins at home. The one that Ashley.
Ashley
Graham.
Graham. Hers is not
That-
posted, but yes.
No, it's not posted. But just the fact that she gave birth to
Ugh.
twins at home. What
Mhm.
the fuck?
And she was overdue.
Yeah, by
Oh,
like 2 weeks.
She kept them in there for a
Oh,
long time,
she
especially
is a
with twins.
bad
Like that's pretty
badass.
rare. Normally they come a little earlier, but
And they
Yeah.
were natural. They
I
were
fucking
natural,
love
I
her.
assume.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
home.
Oh yeah, I guess
Mm.
they
good
can't.
for them. I will not be partaking in the natural route.
Oh no, I would
and I
never.
don't feel bad about it.
No, as you should not. Fuck.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. Personally,
I'm going
the
to.
second I walk in the hospital, I'd be like, give me everything you have right fucking now.
Yeah. The way that my doctor laid it out to me sounded really nice. Like she's like, you get to the hospital the night before, we'll induce you, and then you get in a good night's sleep the next morning. Wait as your labor progresses. You might have a baby by dinner.
So that's like scheduling an induction then.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds so nice.
Sounds like that's gonna be like our loose plan.
That sounds great.
I feel like the panic of like, oh, my water broke. It's 3 a.m. What do I do? Like, do I go? It's scary.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
But,
obviously you
there's
can't
really-
help that. Like,
Right.
there's a possibility that will still happen.
Yeah.
But if I got my way, yeah, I would pick like this date. I would come in, check in, have a nice little meal,
Yeah.
have a nice little sleep, have a nice little drug, read a magazine.
That's right. Yeah, magazine.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
it's crazy. It's like the people that have where it happens so fast that they don't even make it to the hospital. That's my biggest fear.
Yeah.
That
Oh.
like they're in the bathroom, they're on the toilet, or they're like showering before they go to the hospital and the baby's coming out, or they're in the car.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary to me.
Imagine like racing to the hospital
No,
in your
yeah.
water. That is like my biggest. I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't plan on having kids. But
Scary though.
that is like my biggest fear is like if your water breaks at home and like it's an emergency and you have to like haul ass to the hospital.
And then there's once you get there, if you even make it, no time for an
There's no
epidural.
room or anything. Oh, definitely no time for an epidural.
That sucks. So yeah, we'll see how it happens. 'Cause I guess I have no control over this. So
I
To an
guess.
extent, you do. Kind of.
somewhat. Yeah, you have like, I don't know. You can make
You
some
can
choices, but you may
yeah.
not even have time
True.
to make those choices.
Correct. Yeah, very true.
Anyway, we've gone on about babies for a while. This has been your weekly baby update.
Ding ding ding. Next up on today's agenda, advice.
Advice.
But before we get into that, let's thank our first sponsors for the day.
Let's.
So last weekend, I went out to a wine bar and me and my friend split 3 bottles of wine and I was feeling great that night, but needless to say the next morning, wasn't feeling so hot. Definitely a little hungover. But lucky for me, I had Bloom Nutrition the next day to help me cure my hangover. Bloom Nutrition makes it easy and delicious to give your body what it needs to feel your best inside and out. Their greens and superfood powder blend fights bloating, helps digestion, increases natural energy, and keeps your skin glowing. Bloom greens are packed with over 500 nutrients, including whole fruits and veggies, fiber, probiotics, antioxidants, and more, all in one easy-to-drink formula. Mix it in with water or in a smoothie to add to your daily routine, and it comes in 4 delicious flavors: coconut, mixed berry, citrus, and original. Personally, I tried citrus. I really like it. You know, sometimes when you have these types of superfood powders, they taste really bad, not gonna lie, but Bloom tastes really good. I was very impressed. The citrus flavor definitely came through, and it was really nice to drink.
It's also so good in the morning. I put it in my morning shakes and it just gives me that extra boost of nutrition.
Bloom is made for you, whether you're trying to recover from a big meal or a night out like I was, or you're a fitness buff. Over 350,000 people trust Bloom to feel better every day. And right now, guys, Bloom Nutrition is offering our listeners 15% off your purchase of their greens and superfoods blend when you go to bloomnu.com/sesh. That's Bloom, BLOOMNU.com/sesh for 15% off your purchase. Go to bloomnu.com/sesh for 15% off.
Guys, you know what the key to consistent good hair days is? Using ingredients that actually benefit your hair. Function of Beauty makes hair care products that are 100% customizable, made for your hair, where it's at now, and where you want it to go. Your hair is completely unique, and products that address its specific needs, that's where Function of Beauty comes in. Function of Beauty is the world's first fully customizable hair care that creates individually filled shampoos, conditioners, styling, and treatment formulas based on your hair now and where you want it to go. Function of Beauty offers 54 trillion possible formulations. Every one of them is vegan and cruelty-free, and they never use sulfates or parabens. And you can also go completely silicone-free. Here's how it works. First, you take a hair care quiz to build your hair profile, and then select 5 hair goals, like lengthen, volumize, maybe oil control. Maybe your hair gets frizzy in the winter, but oily in the summer. Function formulations are meant to be changed when your needs change. Next, you choose your color and fragrance, or go dye or fragrance free. Then you get your freshly filled formula delivered straight to your door and prepare for good hair days ahead. So say goodbye to generic hair care for good. Go to functionofbeauty.com/sesh. Take your hair goals quiz and you'll save 25% on your first order. Go to functionofbeauty.com/sesh to let them know you heard about it from our show, and you'll get 25% off your first order. Again, that's functionofbeauty.com/sesh to take your hair quiz and get 25% off your first order. Okay, so question number 1.
Wait, before we get into question number 1, we
Oh.
have a few announcements.
Oh, we
First
do?
announcement, we will be taking next week off of uploading.
That's correct.
So
I'm going on a baby moon.
there will be no episode going up on the 14th, but we will be back the week after.
That's right.
Also,
That's right.
second announcement, be sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, please. We actually upload our video portion to Spotify.
Yep.
It's a really cool way to watch, so
You can
check
watch it
that
there.
out. And then also we have a highlights channel and a TikTok. Everything will be linked below as always.
Wonderful. All right, question number 1. Hi, ladies. So I'm getting married this coming June, and I have a dilemma. My dad's ex-girlfriend has RSVP'd, and I love her. I really want her to be there. I know my dad won't mind seeing her, but his new wife is absolutely crazy.
Oh, no.
And I'm anticipating her throwing a fit about his ex being there. I don't want to uninvite either of these people, but I don't want to deal with a stepmother tantrum.
Ooh.
What should I do?
Step monster.
Step
Monster. Damn, step
That's
monster.
right. I say you get a bouncer and kick her ass out if she throws any shit. You know?
Honestly, I don't know what your relationship is with stepmommy, but I would lay it out and be like, it's my day. It's one fucking day.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to pull it together. And if you can't, then unfortunately, probably not going to be able to be here. But I would do things that you can control in the sense of like, don't sit them next to each other. You know,
Mitigate the damage as much as possible.
Exactly. Like try and set it up for success or set yourself up for success for at least a low amount of stress as you can. But at the same time, I think they need to be aware that they're both going to be there and that they kind of have to warn them, like, you guys are both invited and I expect good behavior because it's my day. It's not your fucking day. And you guys can fight it out after or whatever. But
yeah. And if you're going to have any issues, then don't attend.
Right. Then don't attend.
You're an adult and you need to control yourself.
And
period.
I think that if it's really, I don't really know the context, but you could even be like, warning, if you do throw what did you call, a fit or a monster tantrum, then be like, be prepared to leave.
Yeah, be prepared for my bouncer to bounce you out. I was that close to having someone at my wedding because my parents were going through divorce during my wedding, like mid-court, battling it out, and they sucked it up and they did great.
Yeah, I was gonna say they sucked it up.
They were setting it up together. I was watching out the window, totally confused.
I was with them. They were fine.
Yeah, it was great.
And that's what you should fucking do because it's not your day and it's not about you.
That is right.
And if you're too selfish to realize that, then you should not attend.
Amen. Very good.
Anyway,
Okay, how to get over the FOMO. I'm currently 18 weeks pregnant with my first baby and kind of miss going out with my friends. Oh, I can relate. I know it's a blessing and I'm very happy to be pregnant, but I'm kind of missing my old life a little. I think this is something that you just naturally go through when you're pregnant. And I mean, you guys still invite me out. Like we've gone, and I have to get a mocktail and sometimes they're lame and it sucks. Yeah. And like I try to order something cool and they're like, your option is Shirley Temple.
Yeah, they're like, you can have Sprite and grenadine, bitch.
Orange juice. But it's still fun and it's not as fun. You definitely miss it. And sometimes I do get a little FOMO-y. Like what if you guys all went to like a concert? There hasn't been anything like that yet, but I could see how there'd be things that you wouldn't be able to partake in or maybe you don't want to go to.
That's the other thing is like, what if you just don't feel comfortable because it's a scene where you're just not down to be around when you are pregnant? And I think that's almost just like, again, I'm not pregnant, so I don't have personal experience, but I would be like, that's almost something that you'd have to just like understand that that's one of the sacrifices that you're making, at least while you're pregnant. Not to say that once you have the baby, you can't go out and have a crazy night again.
It's somewhat temporary.
Right. Yeah.
I will have my crazy nights once again.
Oh, yeah. You will.
I'm going to Odessa after the baby's born, and I'm going to have fun. My dad's going to watch
Oh my God,
her.
I'm so fucking excited for Odessa. I'm going to die.
It's going to be awesome.
But also one thing I feel like would be cool, and this can apply for even just people who aren't pregnant, is if you know that like a group of someone or something is doing something and you're not going, to try and make a plan on that same day that you can look forward to, so you're not just like sulking in bed and like looking at their Instagram stories being like, oh, point. FML. You can be like, oh, well, I'm still, I'm doing something with my partner. I'm going out with my other friends or like having a mom date or something like that. You know what I mean?
Totally. Actually, I did that one time when you guys all went on that party bus for one of our friends' birthdays. And I just knew it wasn't going to be a great scene for me and I'd probably not enjoy it. So I didn't go and I went out to dinner with another friend and it was great. And it distracted me from being sad in bed. But yeah, it's part of the experience. It's something where you gotta, I think, you kind of can't have everything. It's like one of those situations where you are having this huge blessing happen to you and it does come with some sacrifices. It does. And that's, it can be kind of hard though. And it's okay to feel those feelings. Yeah. But no, it's totally normal and that your friends still love you and one day you'll be back kicking again.
True that. Okay, so this next one is heavy, but I wanted to include it because there was a lot of these ones that you guys were sending. So it sounds like a lot of you guys are going through similar things. So I'm going to touch on it briefly. It's about abuse. Just one warning, if you don't want it, skip it. My boyfriend beat me up, but only once, but I'm almost positive he might hurt me one day. Thoughts? My biggest piece of advice is to have a safety plan in play. If you do decide to leave, make sure that you have a bag packed that they don't know about, obviously.
Mhm.
I would say that if you can find someone close to you that you can talk to this about, that's extremely important to know that you're not going to go through this alone, and that if you do decide to leave, that that person also knows, so that they can be in your corner ready to help you. And then also we will leave resources down below. And I felt like I wanted to include this even though it's a light show because, like I said, a lot of you guys submitted this, and I know it can be very lonely of a place to be in. I'm so sorry that you're going through this. I wish that there was like specific advice of like what to do, what not to do. But I would say the biggest thing is to make sure that you have a safety plan in place.
And it's such a difficult question to answer because obviously we don't want anyone to be in an abusive relationship, but we know that there are a million reasons why someone may not feel comfortable or able to leave.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, it's really difficult, especially with this one. It's so short, not knowing any of the background information, but I think that's great advice, and possibly being aware of a place where you can go that has professional help as well.
Yeah, and we'll leave some like generic resources down below and places that you can go find like local resources wherever you live. But yeah, it is really tough, and there's no one like blanket way to do this because everyone's situation is so different. Right. But I would say that try and find someone that you know you can trust to talk to them about this, and that if it does come down to leaving the situation, that you have a plan in place, that you can leave it in the safest way possible.
Yes.
Okay, here is the next one. So my dog passed away in October. Oh, I'm sorry, age 10 and a half. And it's crossed my mind to get another, only I keep feeling overwhelmingly guilty about even considering another dog after only 5 months. I live alone, and I basically lived for my old dog. Man, it's so sweet. These last few months have been very difficult to adjust to life without a dog. How do I move forward and potentially add a new member of my family without feeling guilty? I feel like so many people go through this when they lose a pet of like, but I can't just replace that pet.
Almost feeling like, yeah. Well, you're never going to replace that pet. Every pet is so different.
Yeah.
But I think if your dog could talk and was a human, they would want you to be happy and would want another companion for you. And I don't think you have to feel guilty about that. I don't think, And
I think you said it perfect in the sense of like, it's not replacing it.
No.
What you had. You don't have to look at it as like, oh, well, now that I have this new dog, it's replaced my old dog and now I don't have to think about him anymore. But instead of that, it's more so like that having that companion brought me so much love. And especially the fact that you say you live alone, that's really hard to go from having someone that like you could come home to. And like, if you guys, people who out there who have pets, like you get it. They're part of your family, like 100%. So if you all of a sudden lose a family member and you're living alone, like that's really hard. So, I mean, I think that it's not a selfish thing and not something that you should feel guilty about because you want to fill that void in your heart, not replace it, but help bring that love back that you had. You know what I mean? And like you said, I think your pet would want you to be happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and also like you can get it without having the expectation that it's going to be like but like it'll be the same that you had before.
I mean, a new experience.
Right.
New pet. Even if you get the same breed, it could be most likely will be a totally different personality, different type of dog.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry your pup passed away. It's very sad.
That's very hard.
Okay. How do I deal with living in a place that I don't like? So basically, I'm originally from a medium-sized town close to a big city, close enough that everything you wanted was within 30 minutes of a drive. I chose a school that was about 2 hours away because I wanted to be close to my family, and this program had a really good reputation for their music education program, which is what I want to do. I studied piano with a professor who I really love and has changed my life, except I hate it here. It's windy as fuck, ruining any good weather days. It's a small city, so it has none of the exciting city's excitement with all of the city problems, higher crime, drug problems, etc. And there's absolutely nothing fun to do. I do a 4-hour round trip to my hometown almost every weekend because I'm sad up here, but driving that much gets hard too. The music ed program closer to home has an awful reputation, so I'm stuck here. The fact that I don't even have the choice to move for the next 4 years frustrates me. Okay. Kendall and I went to school in a place that sounds very similar to this.
Oh,
Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a lot to do. Wasn't around a lot of things. No, pretty.
I've always called it Cowtown.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think that your best bet is to try and find people there that
Mhm.
you enjoy. And that's probably most likely going to be in your music program because that's where you're at all the time. But if you can find friends there or like a group of people that you enjoy hanging out with, then being
Mhm.
there is going to feel a lot less shitty.
Oh,
Because unfortunately, there's nothing you can do to like make the
yeah.
city better. And like
Yeah.
you said, you can drive to
Can't
other
become the mayor
cities,
and, like,
but
start some new stuff.
actually, no, run for mayor.
Put in several restaurants and breweries.
Some restaurants, yeah. Put in a bar. No, but I think that you kind of have to say like, this is what I have to work with, and you have to weigh your pros and cons. If staying in this city but also staying in the music program is better than leaving the music program to be in a better city, which it sounds like you said you're not willing to leave because the music program there is good and the one closer to home is bad. So if you are going to stay there, I think then you're going to have to figure out ways to make it as good as possible. And also if you're having a hard time joining or finding friends within your program, to look at your school's like clubs and like social things that are already kind of set up for you, because I can understand that finding friends by yourself is hard. Like it's hard to make friends. And so if you can like join something that's already established, like a club or a extra
Poetry slam.
yes, like
Bible study. I don't know.
there are so many different ways to find groups of things with people who have similar interests in you nowadays.
Even that app,
Bumble,
meetups.
like Bumble Friends or something.
Oh, there's Bumble Friends too. Yeah.
But then there's tons of like meetup apps or just even Facebook groups that if you have similar interests.
It's so true. Having friends makes a shitty town a lot better.
Yeah.
Because then you guys can like bond over how shitty it is.
Exactly.
And then you find like little places, like little restaurants or, like
Like
things
little
that kind of
hidden
they
gems.
suck, but they kind of become special over
Yep.
time. And remember, it's only temporary. You're only going to be in school so long. And even though it may not seem like it now, you might look back at this time with fondness
I agree.
and
It's
good
only
mems.
4 years too. I mean, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it sounds like a lot, but it's not.
It's a
If
small
you have
part of
good
your
people
whole
around
life.
you, yeah. Like
Yeah.
if you can develop that, I feel like it's almost like fun because you're not actually in a big city or whatnot. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the
no,
way
you
I
really
thought of
do
it.
bond over like being in a small place.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you are not the only one who feels this way. So I'm sure there are people out there in your same
Yeah.
boat that are looking for friends too, or just looking for ways to not hate where they live so much.
And if it's going to set you up for a good future, it's going to be worth it.
Yeah, I agree.
This one's interesting. I've had my pet leopard gecko for over a month now. What do I name her?
Shit.
Well, we don't know what she looks like.
Yeah,
so
we need a picture.
All leopard geckos look kind of the same.
Okay,
Mhm.
fine.
I've been watching Parenthood, this old show, and the kids named the geckos guacamole and salsa. And I really like that.
So fun.
Maybe-
Name your gecko guac.
Yeah. Or taco could be fun.
Taco, that's so cute. Taco the
I like
gecko.
food names. It's
That's
fun.
really cute. Or burrito.
Yeah.
Burrito.
Burrito the gecko.
Nacho.
Taquito.
Nacho tequila. Tequila.
What about
Okay.
Jasmine? It looks like a jasmine.
Jasmine the gecko. Wait, that's kind of fun.
Oh, I love leopard geckos.
They're so cute. I don't know, people. Leave your comments down below what she should name her gecko.
How about
Little-
Cheetah Girl? Raven.
She delicious.
Raven.
Raven Simone.
Yeah, there you go. Adrian Balon.
Oh my God.
What were their names in the movie? Fucking,
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I think their names were their real names. Maybe not. I don't know.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think so. Maybe.
Dorinda. It's the only one I remember.
Dorinda.
Okay. Hi from Colorado. I'm graduating this spring and I'm planning to move out of my house. I've been in a long distance relationship with my boyfriend for almost 2.5 years and want to move in together. What advice do you have on moving in with your significant other?
Don't. Just kidding.
I
Just
had
kidding.
a great experience moving in with
Yeah, me
Josh,
too.
but I mean, it depends on the person. It's difficult. And I wish there was more information here about like what issues you might be
Totally.
facing or like what you're nervous about so we could give specific advice.
Yeah.
But be patient. That's my biggest advice is it's going to take some time. There's going to be some bumps in the road.
Yeah.
You've got to get used to each other. Living with anyone, even a roommate,
Totally.
can be a little different, especially with your significant other though, because now you're most likely going to share a bedroom and that's, you know,
You're
a
sharing
lot.
like
It's just a
really
big change.
personal space.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
And there were stupid little things when I first moved in that were weird. Like, oh, how am I going to go to the bathroom with him?
Oh, really?
there? Like, oh, God, I used to sleep with a bottle of foundation next to my bed. It's really embarrassing to admit that. But I'd literally try to wake up before Josh and like rub some shit on. It was so embarrassing. Okay, this is like 10 years ago.
Dude,
but
back in the day, the way I remember you would put foundation, you'd be like,
oh my God. You guys, I treated it like fucking lotion.
Yeah,
it
no.
was disgusting. I would literally dump it in my hands, smack it on my face, and like rub it in. I was wild. I was out of control with the foundation.
out of control with the foundation.
But
Oh my
yeah,
God.
things like that. And
I would find like ground rules, things that you're not willing to budge on. Like if you absolutely cannot stand when if the milk carton is left out on the counter, like make that clear that you really would like that to not happen. Or like things that you're willing to work with, be patient on, but
or
then
the
have clear
dishwasher.
communication.
The dishwashers seems to be a point of contention for a lot of couples.
Of-
how to load it, right?
how
Like people
to
like
load
want
it.
it certain ways.
Oh yeah.
Josh
But-
just does
yeah.
it. He doesn't like
Hey.
me to do the dishwasher at all because I always load it wrong.
One thing that was helpful for John and I is that we kind of like picked things that we hated cleaning the least and we stuck. Like I fucking despise cleaning bathrooms. It's so annoying to me. I would rather do dishes 100 times over
Really?
than clean bathrooms.
I'd rather do bathrooms.
I would
Me
rather
too.
clean a whole kitchen top to bottom than do a bathroom. And John, I don't think really minds doing his bathrooms as much. So he like pretty much has always cleaned the bathrooms and I pretty much always like deep clean the kitchen.
meant to be.
Meant to be.
Also,
But like maybe if you don't mind taking out the trash, then he can do the vacuuming or something. I don't know. Just trying to find ways that you guys can like cohabitate.
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 I
Make
don't
a
know.
chores list. I don't know.
Yeah, make a chore
But-
chart.
they are long distance right now.
Oh, that's a
So
good
that
point. You're
does
right.
kind of
Yeah,
change
so
everything.
I wanted to ask you guys, like, what do you think are
Oh.
big things for that?
But-
Sydney, we should be asking you. You're the one who is
true.
long distance for almost 8 years or about
That's
8 years.
insane.
Then
8
moved in
years.
together. What was your experience?
Well, I don't. I really don't have like a bunch of advice because I've only done it one time, so it's not like I've done it multiple times. But I'm gonna say having your own space is big because you're gonna want to be with each other a lot. At least that's how I was with Jared. And then if you don't have like your own established space, it's hard. And then you don't want to like hurt anyone's feelings, right? Like you don't want to be like, oh, get annoyed or whatnot. So
Well, it's interesting too because me and my partner were both long distance for the first year and a half of our relationship, and I mean, you guys live in different states, right?
Mhm.
So in a way, like you're right, like you do want to spend every moment together because you're not together
Right.
normally. You do kind of have to like, think about that before you go into it because otherwise you get annoyed quicker. You're going all in. You're spending waking to sleeping moment with them. You know what I mean? That's how I would think about it. Like if like, I mean, I'm not sure how it was with you guys, but if you guys were not together, you guys didn't see each other for months or
oh yeah,
years
no.
on end, right? Or
Oh.
was it? Did you guys like?
It's like once a month towards the end of it.
How do I say this? Like limit your expectations, I guess.
Mm.
Just
That's a good
because like again, like you're not with them every day. You don't see them constantly. So going and like making the switch where you're with them every
Yeah.
single day, it could get a little like much.
Intense.
So you
Mhm.
you really want to like think about that before you go into it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's my advice.
Sydney, what did you have for like separate spaces? Did you guys have more than one bedroom? Or
Yeah, so when we first moved in together, we were lucky enough to have a 2-bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
So that helped a lot because if he wanted to play video games,
Yeah.
which that
Josh
was
and I had that.
that
too.
was the hardest thing
The
I
video
had
games.
to understand.
You guys both had your men
Oh,
into
yeah.
the games. And you guys were pissed.
I had to
about the
shut
game.
that shit down.
Like,
no more games.
Okay, but the game when the height
just
of being
kidding.
into it,
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like, oh, you can't play your video game. No, I mean it was like 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah, that's how.
Jesus.
I mean, some guys are like that, especially when they live on their own. Like,
Yeah.
they'll game,
Well, and they're with their
all
friends
day, every
in their
day.
game. So
You're like,
yeah.
hi, I'm here.
set some boundaries.
oh, I started. That's what I used to do, and I was wrong. I would like kind of make loud noises, right? And I would kind of stomp around,
to like ruin his gaming.
and then I
He's
pretty
like,
much
"Can you
like,
shut up?"
yeah. And then he'd like look over, and I just like give him a look, and I'm like, okay, why am I not using my words if I'm upset right now? So I
I
just
was
like
there,
let
yeah.
it get built up. So
Mhm.
now we know. Now he knows too, and he's not like that anymore. I think it is like a phase when you're living by
Mhm.
yourself, where you
Mhm.
live with like your buddies and you all play video games.
Again,
come
I
on.
feel like all of our points kind of go back to patience again.
Yeah.
That it's going to be a learning curve and
You'll find your rhym.
yeah.
It's
or,
gonna be
or
fun.
you won't, and it'll be the end of that. Which I mean, that sounds harsh, but I'm just saying, like
Yeah.
it's a really good way to test if things will work
Yes.
long term or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you can swing to get a 2-bedroom, I know with rent prices these days, that's really hard. But having your own space or even having 2 spaces
Like
where,
even a 1-bedroom where
Yeah.
you can chill in the living room and he can go in the
Right.
bedroom
Oh,
or
yeah.
something.
yeah, I think that makes a big difference.
Me and Adam fucked up in that sense. We had a 1-bedroom we had roommates when we first moved in together. So we were always together.
Ooh.
And so like now, like we moved into a 2-bedroom recently and it's life changing. So please get your own space.
Yeah, I think space definitely
Definitely.
helps.
And even if that means like leaving and going on, like just going to do something by yourself for a bit, just getting your own space.
Okay, so this next one says, I have a crush on my therapist. He's single, first of all, and he's 15 days older than me. We have so much in common. However, he's obviously my therapist, which is complicated. It is.
Mm-hmm.
He's also moving across country at the end of May. I'm wondering if I should go for it with him and tell him how I feel, or if it's a bad idea and I just need to let it go. Please help me. I feel like there's not a lot to lose by going for it, but I need your help.
Let it go. It's illegal.
I was going to say, I want to hear Janelle's take on that.
Let it go. He will lose his license.
Yeah.
It's illegal. You can't have any sort of relationship with a client outside it. I think it has to be like past 5
Wow.
years of no contact, like no
Oh,
patient to
damn.
counselor contact. Yeah. Big no. Big. It's like probably one of
5
the,
years.
I think so. Yeah.
So what?
It's at least three.
This must happen to people all the time, where they fall in love with their therapist,
Yeah, I
or
mean,
their
people-
therapist falls in love with
It
them.
happens, and then it
Having these
becomes a
intimate discussions.
humongous ethical issue, and most of the time it doesn't end well.
Wow.
And like the courts can get involved. It's really, really sticky. So unfortunately, let it go.
Wow, interesting. I've always wondered about that. I didn't know anything about the 5 years. I thought maybe if you're like in love with your therapist, you like, you know.
You would think it'd be like, oh, as long as you agree not to be each other's client counselor, then you can go off. No, that's
But what
like
if
one
they
of
don't
the
say
biggest.
anything?
That's one of the biggest things I learned in grad school was like you absolutely cannot have any sort of relationship outside, even like a friendship. You really
Whoa.
have to keep that shit locked up.
That's interesting. I always thought like maybe you could drop, not be a client
Yeah.
anymore for like a month or two and then cook it up. No?
Nope. No, there's a
Wow.
lot of really strict. It's very,
That's
very, very
interesting.
strict.
Good advice,
So,
Janelle. Solid advice
Sorry,
on that one.
you're gonna have to let that one go.
Don't
Just let him move.
Make
and
him lose his license.
if he's stupid enough he should know that that's not a thing. So,
Or maybe she's worth it, that he's like, I'll
no,
just
but
toss my
even
whole
if he
career.
does lose his license, it's not like he'd be like, oh well, I'll just quit and not be a therapist. I don't care. I'm gonna be with you anyways. Like you can still get in a lot of legal trouble.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Complicated.
because
Good
that can
thing
be
you're
looked
here.
that can be looked at as like abuse towards the client
Because of the power
From-
dynamic.
from the
Oh,
counselor.
I can see that. Yeah.
So yeah,
Hmm.
it's not gonna work, unfortunately.
Wow.
So sorry.
Tell it like it is. That's some good advice. Maybe they didn't know that.
No, they probably. I meam, I'm sure you didn't. I wouldn't know that unless I'd gone to school.
Yeah,
So,
don't
No,
tell 'em
not
how
your
you feel.
fault. I'm not like shaming you or anything. I'm just letting you know.
Okay, I'm curious.
It's not
So
gonna work.
what if you are, you're giving therapy to someone, you don't have a crush on them, but they all of a sudden tell you like, I have feelings for you, and like,
Yeah.
what do you do? Like, be like, session over. This is done. Listen, it's not mutual.
I think you would make it very clear that it's not appropriate to have any sort of relationship like that, and that if for some reason you guys can't move beyond that, then you will have to terminate your work together.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Damn. And I can see how that would happen. Like all the time you're sharing these intimate moments, and
Oh yeah.
that's dicey. That sure is.
Sorry,
All
pal.
right. Well, good thing Janelle was here to answer that question,
It's
because
not
I would
gonna
have
work
probably
out.
said some dumb shit.
You're like, yeah, just let them know. You have nothing to
Tell me how you
lose.
feel. Follow
I mean,
your
you can tell them how
heart.
you feel, but they should know to react in a very, well, that's nice, but
I'm flattered, but
Absolutely
not,
not.
really.
How do I tell my husband that it's time to start having a baby? I have tried with subtle hints in the past, but I'm not sure if it's something I need to flat out say. I know men aren't always the best at reading hints. How do I go about this discussion? Okay, I feel like in this situation, hints are not the way to go. You got to be very clear. If you want a child, it's a big decision, and your partner has to be on board with you about, first of all, having the child. Second of all, timing for having said child. you absolutely want to flat out say it. Like, you need to, as soon as possible. You just start the conversation. I would like to have a baby. What do you think? And that's where you start.
It doesn't mean you have to be like, I want to start tomorrow, but just plant the seed of like, I want a baby
soon
at some point.
Yes. And
what do you think about that?
Yeah. And then you guys can discuss it. If it's the right thing for both of you, then you can kind of plan a time, but you can only plan so much.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely not something you want to hint about, though. It's not like a gift where you're just like, hey, I really like this car.
Send the Pinterest board.
Yeah.
Go to Target and be like, those are cute baby clothes.
No, definitely not with this situation. You got to be very upfront with having a baby. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
You could surprise someone.
Just kidding.
Just stop taking birth control and go for it.
Oh, yeah. No, that she did not mean that.
No, I'm totally joking.
She did not mean that.
I swear.
Yeah, that is not a great way to go about it.
Oh my God. No, it's not.
Surprise.
So
Pull the goalie without them knowing.
Surprise, motherfucker. Guess what?
Yeah, definitely don't do that. Okay. Hi, guys. I struggle really bad with anxiety, social anxiety especially, so much so that it feels like it ruins my life.
So sorry. It's terrible.
So common. I relate to it in some sense, you know? I definitely get like bouts of social anxiety. I'd love it if you guys could give me advice and helpful coping methods. I look up to you guys so much. Thanks for sharing your love and energy with us.
I wish we had more context of what, like, specific examples that you feel this in. Like, are you afraid of crowds? Then I would set yourself up for not being stuck in those all the time, not saying yes to social events that require tons of crowds. One thing I would suggest is if you know that you have a specific event to go to or something and you can visit that location ahead of time to almost like prepare yourself for what, like, so at least you're familiar with like your surroundings beforehand. Because I think part of it is like, you've never been to this place. You don't know what it's like. Obviously, if it's like a friend's house and they're having a party, you can't be like, well, can I come ahead of time and scope the place out? That's why I'm like, I need more context. Coping mechanisms. I would... It's hard because it's like, do you have social anxiety with the people you're around? Yeah. Is there something specific across the board that affects
Not
you?
enough context.
You could like create a plan in your mind in case you know that like, if something goes bad and you need to leave, you have a plan of like how you're going to leave, like the excuse you're going to make up or who's going to pick you up or something like that. So that at least when you go there and you know that if it gets to be too much and you need to leave, that you at least have that in your mind of like, okay, I know that I can get to a safe space if it becomes too much.
Yeah, that's a good, I like that. If it's something that's more like going into public, like going into the grocery store, that was like my thing is I didn't like to go around people I don't know. I didn't like to go places by myself. And so I would try to challenge myself to go in like small spurts, like just go to the grocery store and get a smoothie or like, you know, a quick Target lap and, you know, just kind of work your way up.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it's hard. And just know you're not alone. So many people experience some type of social anxiety.
It is really hard. Yeah. If you do see a therapist, definitely bring it up with them because they'll be able to give you like specific pointers for your specific situation.
Definitely see a therapist. That can help a lot.
I know it's easier said than done for sure, but that would be my advice. I'm sorry, I can't be more specific. All right, we're going to do a handful more, but before we go ahead and dive into them, we're going to take one last ad break.
If you have been watching my content for a while or any of my podcasts, you know that I love Audible. I am such a huge fan of Audible and I use it all the time. Audible lets you enjoy all your audio entertainment in one app. You'll always find the best of what you love or something new to discover. Audible offers an incredible selection of audiobooks across every genre, from bestsellers to new releases, celebrity memoirs, mysteries, thrillers, motivation, wellness, business, and more. Audible also includes thousands of podcasts from popular favorites to new exclusive series. And as an Audible member, you choose one title a month to keep from their entire catalog, including latest bestsellers and new releases. Members also get full access to a growing selection of included audiobooks, Audible originals, and podcasts. And you can download and stream those included titles all you want. The Audible app makes it easy to listen anytime, anywhere, while traveling, working out, walking, maybe walking the dog, doing your chores, you decide. And new members can try Audible for free for 30 days, which is a great deal. Lately, I've been really enjoying Yearbook by Seth Rogen, and I love that it's read by him. It's so funny, but also really emotional, and I love the way that Seth reads it. If you're not on Audible yet, you guys are missing out. It is the best audiobook app. It is so easy to use. And again, they just have so many choices. There's truly something for everyone. To check it out and get your free 30-day trial, you can visit audible.com/sesh or text sesh to 500-500. Again, that's audible.com/sesh or text sesh to 500-500, and they'll get you set up with your free trial.
Folks, are you still sleeping on cotton? Well, if you are, then your sheets are dirty. Cotton is an incredibly wasteful, thirsty, and damaging crop that uses dangerous pesticides and drains the Earth's water supply. That is why it's time to move on to something cleaner, softer, and better for the environment, and it doesn't cost a fortune. Introducing Attitude bamboo sheets, because bamboo is better in bed. Made from the world's first clean bamboo fabric, Attitude's sheets are softer than silk, sustainable as hemp, and use 500 times less water than cotton sheets. They're also super breathable, moisture wicking, and hypoallergenic, and they're also responsibly sourced and made in a closed loop system that recycles 98% of water in the process. Plus, all of Attitude's products are climate neutral certified. Attitude sheets are luxuriously silky and get softer with every wash. Just ask their 15,000 customers who gave these sheets a 5-star review. And I am one of those customers. I absolutely love my Attitude sheets. I have been using them for, I think, like over 2 years now, and they hold up so well. And it's true. Every time I wash them, they do get softer and softer. I love them. They're seriously so comfortable, and you don't have to worry about overheating in them. They're super breathable, but they also keep you warm, of course. And I honestly cannot recommend them enough. And they have really pretty colors as well. One thing that I really love about these sheets is the fact that they don't pill up. I was using a just generic brand of sheets before, and I didn't like them because when you wash them, they start to pill up and they get kind of rough feeling, and I hate that feeling. But Attitude, like I said, the more you wash them, the softer they get. They don't pill up, they don't wear down, and their elastic band stays tight too. So try any Attitude bedding with their 30-night sleep trial, and if you're not completely satisfied, return it for a full refund. Bamboo is just better in bed, folks, and right now you can get 20% off your order plus free shipping when you visit attitude.com/sesh, spelled ETTITUDE.com/sesh. This is Attitude's best offer, but don't wait. It's only here for a limited time. Order today for free shipping and 20% off your order at attitude.com/sesh.
Okay, this next one says, my mom refuses. I love that people say mom.
Mum.
So much better
I
than
know.
mom. My mom refuses to believe the fact that I'm not straight. I've tried to come out to her and she just tells me that I don't know yet and that I'm wrong, LOL ? I feel like I've tried to tell her, so it's not my responsibility now, but some of my friends think I should write her a letter and maybe she would see how painful it is for me too, because I feel like I panic in the moment and I don't speak too well on the subject. Understandable. What do you guys think? Genuinely would really appreciate the advice. Thank you. Love listening to Sesh. I think the letter is a great idea. I mean, it doesn't hurt to get your feelings out.
Mm-hmm.
If she still doesn't get out of the letter, then it's really not your problem at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually she is going to have to get it at some point.
Yeah, I've always am pro letter writing because you get your thoughts across without being interrupted, and you also have time to like think through clearly without getting your emotions in the way, and then you like stutter over your words. You feel like you can't get your thoughts out.
Totally.
And
Especially
then,
with your parents.
Yeah.
It can be really hard to confront your parents about something. Like emotions can just overtake you and you can't think.
Right. And also on the flip side, the person who's receiving this news has the ability to process it, digest it, and think about what their reaction is rather than just reacting in an emotional way.
Yeah.
I'm always for a letter.
Yeah. And like I said, if she doesn't get it at that point, it's really not your problem. You know, you go continue living your life the way you want to live it, and she either gets on board or she doesn't get to be part of it, unfortunately for her.
Unfortunately for her. Yeah, I'm pro letter. I'd write them a letter for sure.
Pro letter?
Pro letter. I'm always pro letter. So there's a guy that recently got hired at my job, and he has slowly dropped hints that he likes me. He recently gave me his number on a piece of paper, which I told him I lost. I'm gay, and I've mentioned this to him, but he continues to tell me that he can, quote, turn me. I've kindly rejected him multiple times, but he's president. Oh. I don't know how else to approach this without being rude, and I'm afraid if I'm pushed too hard that he could get me fired because I'm in a team leader position. I've mentioned it to my superior, and they said there's nothing they can do without a proper complaint or an incident report. I don't want to get this guy fired, but he's slowly making me more and more uncomfortable. What else can I do? That is a horrible situation to be in.
That is. Oh, so sorry you're dealing with that. Personally, if it were me, I would go ahead and file a report, proper complaint.
I mean, that's like borderlining harassment.
So that is definitely harassment.
And could get very much worse very fast.
Especially the fact that he said this to you and then he continues
the
to
fact
do it
that you kindly rejected him, you did your part. You said, oh, I'm not interested. Thanks. LOL. Bye. And he's still pushing onto you.
Yeah.
Also,
next time he does it, go right away.
That he says I can that he can turn her or he can turn
so
them
annoying.
is so disgusting and so that is harassment.
And honestly, like who knows who else he's been doing this to? If he's done this to others in the past, and maybe he's just continued to get away with it because they didn't want to report it. I totally get you don't want to get them fired because it's like, oh, I don't want to be responsible for that. But at the end of the day, like
maybe that's a lesson he needs to learn.
Yeah,
that's fucked.
And I think you can. I don't know how this works completely, but I'm pretty sure you can like go to HR anonymously in the sense of like, don't go to him and be like, oh, Susie told on you and said blah, blah, blah.
Which obviously that's a hard situation because there's a good chance they would
know.
figure out it was you. But
I think
don't
you
let that be a
concern.
HR is there for a reation. Protect yourself.
And file a report. Because like they said, unless you really like do an incident report, it's like they can't really do anything without something to back themselves up with. But I would go and write a report, and I think there's enough there to take action.
It sounds like this person might deserve to get fired, to be honest.
That's so inappropriate.
Yeah, definitely.
God, you can turn me. Like, just no means no.
Yeah. God, some people just have no fucking sense.
It's like,
no
how big
self-awareness.
is your goddamn ego?
Huge, apparently. I got into a pretty bad car accident today. Luckily, I only got a few scratches, but it was very scary. Besides the fact that my car is totaled, I feel like I'll never drive again. Do you guys have any advice on how I can move forward? Any coping strategies?
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
From a fellow Seshi. That is terrible.
I'm so glad you're okay. Physically, at least.
Yeah.
But that's so scary.
Yeah, that's just the car accidents can be so just shocking and so intense. I mean, whether you get injured or not, it's just such a scary thing. It can be so sudden and just
your body reacts. Like your body reacts.
Definitely. So I actually did go through a time where I didn't drive because I was terrified, not because I had an accident, but I was pulled over so many times. Really bad. I went through a streak. I think I've told this before, but I went through a period in high school, my senior year, where I was pulled over like 5 or 6 times for stop signs. Like really,
I was just rolling stop signs.
It was really bad. It was really bad, and I became really afraid of driving and like I kind of let it go for years, and then I was like okay with driving for a while, but then I went through a period recently, actually. Where I just like did not want to drive. My anxiety was really high, and I went to therapy, and it really, really helped. And now I drive. And I was afraid to drive by myself, especially for a while. I had to slowly like work back into it. Like I'd just go around my neighborhood for a while, and I'd always have to have someone with me. And now I just drive by myself. But it's something you really have to be gentle with yourself about, and don't force yourself to drive because that's going to put you in a scary situation. Which I know it's a little easier said than done because you might be in a situation where you have to drive.
Yeah.
Or you could lose a job or, be impacted in school.
Right.
But I really recommend therapy. It helped me kind of like dig down into why I was so afraid of driving and what was causing me anxiety and work with some issues that were like below the surface.
Do you remember what your therapist told you to try and like initiate the idea of like getting back into it? Like, was there something like some type of like exercise that he had you do to be able to feel more comfortable again? Or did you
drive the neighborhood? Yeah. Somewhere off of the main roads, because my fear was police or like running into someone. Like I didn't trust myself.
Yeah.
I was afraid because I have ADHD. I was afraid I'd do something stupid and like run a red or something like that. So I had to really like gain my confidence back. And that just took time and practice. Yeah. And I've had some accidents too, not like anything too bad, but like fender benders and stuff. And those can definitely shake you up. And
I feel like confidence is like a big thing. Huge. I'm not gonna lie, I struggle with this at times just because it's and when you're in that moment, it can only get worse sometimes personally for me. And then it gets harder to drive, and then you're like, oh my gosh, but I'm driving right now. But yeah, I think confidence is like a big thing, like to build that up is.
Yeah.
And it is
helpful.
good to like slow yourself into it. Cause like, I mean, I got into like a little thing. I didn't have a car for a few months and I was really afraid to like drive. But it did take me a while to like really feel confident in that and driving. Cause if you don't feel confident in driving, your anxiety is going to take you off.
Yeah.
your anxiety's going to
puts you in all these different situations.
It does. Yeah. And it's go slow, go easy on yourself though too.
Yeah. Work back into it and don't feel stupid or, just give yourself the ultimate patience that you're taking this time for your own safety to build your confidence back up. But it's understandable. I think so many people out there can relate.
Also, there's a specific type of therapy called EMDR. It stands for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. And it's used a lot for traumatic experiences, PTSD, and especially like car accidents where there's a specific event that shook up your life. And it can be very intense. So I would say definitely don't just jump right into this. Go talk to a therapist about potentially getting into it. But basically the idea is in a way like I use this term loosely, but reliving your trauma in a way that's very in a controlled and safe environment while also doing bilateral movements. So like tapping left to right, eye movements, that's where the term really came from. But there's also like little buzzers in your hand. But it's basically a way to retrain your body to get through that traumatic experience, but then be able to work through it and move past it so that every time you get in a car, you're not triggered back into what it was like when you were in that accident.
Great advice. This is a great kind of episode for you to do. This is really putting your education to use here.
Yeah.
You're helping so many people.
Like I said, be careful. I've never done it personally. I've seen it do amazing things for people, but you have to be very, very careful. You have to have safety plans in place. You have to really trust your therapist. So don't like jump right into this. But I'm just saying that if like, down the road, you still feel like you can't get over this, that's something to look into. EMDR. I've heard it work wonders for people.
Yeah. I've heard it's really great too. I've never done it myself, but very interesting how it all works.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. We're going to take one more.
Okay. Let's do it.
How to handle a friend that you can't trust to keep your secrets.
Don't tell them your secrets.
I was about to say, can't tell them. Unfortunately,
Nope.
You don't tell them. You find someone else to tell your secrets to.
Yep.
Or you just don't tell anybody.
You don't have control over them telling your secrets or not, but you have control over whether the fact you're going to tell them your secrets.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. There's no way you can like guarantee
change
they're not
them.
going to. No.
You could tell them that you feel like they're not trustworthy and express that.
Yeah.
But that does not mean jump right into telling them secrets as soon as you do, because they're probably not going to learn that fast.
No.
But yeah, maybe start with like small secrets, little things, and see if they can keep them.
So I'm assuming that this person's already proven that they're not able to keep secrets. Like it sounds like you've already had an experience where you told them a secret, they fucking told someone else or whatever. Yeah, unfortunately, you can't make them be good at keeping secrets. That just might not be. They could be a good friend in your life for other ways, but maybe they're just not there to serve you as your secret keeper.
Yeah,
That's really interesting that you said that, because like that's true. You do have different friends for different purposes. Like not different purposes, but you have different friends for different things. Like
absolutely, maybe they're a great friend to go to when you're feeling sad, to cheer you up and to have a fine night with, or maybe there's someone you can always count on to do a favor for you if you're stuck in a sticky situation. But different friends are there for different reasons.
Yeah, and some people just are not good at keeping secrets.
No.
But again, I feel like you could tell them how you feel, and if you wanted to, and then slowly over time, maybe you can build that trust back up. Maybe they need to be aware that you're feeling that way.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, don't tell them anything right now.
No, nothing that, or if you do tell them something, I mean, tell them knowing the fact that there's a chance it could get out. And if you definitely don't want it to get out, then don't tell them.
Yeah. Maybe, like I said, test them with something small and stupid.
Luckily, you have the control over the fact of whether they find out about your secrets or not.
Amen. All right. That was pretty good. I think we did some good advice.
I think so too.
You were the queen of advice.
Well,
I'm impressed with you.
Thanks.
No, you are. Seriously, especially that one about the therapist, the love.
Well, that's just yeah. No, you can't do that.
Was really
with your
intriguing to me.
therapist.
I feel like they could have a good TV show about that. That could be a good
There's
plot
so
line.
many books written about. I read so many books about people like having really like sexual experience with a therapist and like what happens afterwards. It can lead to all kinds of trauma and horrible things. And yeah, just don't.
That
do
sounds
it.
awful. That sounds
Yeah.
awful.
Don't do it. It's not worth it. Just a reminder, though, neither of us are licensed professionals. So
No, we are not.
take this with a grain of salt
Yep.
and seek professional help if needed.
Yes, as you guys know, we are very pro therapy. We have both benefited greatly from therapy in our
greatly,
lives.
greatly. Yeah.
All of us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Shit works. Not
Good
easy,
stuff.
though. You have to commit. It
Nope.
gets, a lot of times it gets harder before it gets better. And I think that's where
Oh,
people
yeah.
lose it is because they'll try for like a month and they're like, they're not fixing my problems. I'm like, dude, you gotta you gotta open the wound,
Yeah.
clean it out. It's gonna burn. It's gonna sting before you can sew that bitch back
Mhm.
together.
Could be
Yep.
Could be years.
years longer.
But you
10
know what?
plus.
It's always worth it.
It is
It's
worth
true.
it.
Yep.
So
Yep. Even if you're making little progress along the way, it
Yep.
makes a big difference in the end.
sure does.
All right, guys, that was a nice time. Thank you for
was.
opening up to us and trusting us to give you some, like we said, unsolicited
Unsolicited
advice,
advice.
which I've learned it doesn't just mean.
Okay. That's what I thought, but then I read in the comments like, oh no, Kendall's right. It definitely means that you didn't ask or that you don't know what you're talking about. Like, but I was like,
Huh.
okay, so then Google fucking failed me. I don't know, people.
I think
is it unsolicited
that makes
or not?
more sense because I was thinking like a solicitor coming to your door.
Right, you don't want them.
Yeah. So it's unsolicited. I didn't come to you for this. Versus
Right.
a solicitor comes to your door.
But they did come to us for this, so it is solicited.
So it's solicited
No,
advice.
I
They're
tot-
asking for it.
So then Google fucking
I
failed
think
me.
unsolicited is more
Trash.
like, someone's pregnant and you go up to them and you're like, just wait till the baby comes.
Make
They're
sure
gonna be
you have
exhausted.
a snoo, blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
or
Or like,
yeah.
oh, I didn't ask, but thanks.
Or breastfeeding's the only way.
Oh,
that's
God, don't even get me
unsolicited.
started with that.
Yeah, seriously. Okay. Thanks for listening to our solicited advice.
Thank you so much. We love you so much. And we'll see you on the next Sesh. But until then,
Keep it fresh.